will lose weight. I can't give you the exact number of calories that have to be burned for 1 gram of fat to be lost, but it's on the chart here. Okay. But yes, you can actually cut back, fewer calories, more activity, and you can lose weight.
And there's cool apps for that too. Like I do my Fitness Pal,
Yeah,
and I
that's
have a
at the bottom.
pedometer app on my phone, and it all tracks together. You have 60 more calories you can have today. I'm like, yes, I can have
That's what I
something
do.
else.
I'm pretty weight conscious, so I do watch my calories. And I drink my water. I see you have your water there. Very good.
Anybody else?
Those ads only for iPhones or Android?
Yeah, they're for Android.
They're
as
Android
well.
too.
I saw Leah raised her hand here.
I was gonna say, what would you consider to be a good exercise from someone who has asthma or a condition where they can't be too active because it has a risk?
First, you want to consult your physician before you start an organized exercise plan, before you go into the gym. I would say that step aerobics would be fine, but you learn how to control your breathing. And of course, you always have your rescue inhaler with you. So if you start feeling winded, you want to use your rescue inhaler, and you may want to call it a day. And hand weights, the machines. I wouldn't do a lot of running, because I think that would make you become more winded. But also, with a health condition, you want to check with your doctor.
Swimming is a good option too for asthmatics. You can get just as much calorie burning and fat burning without becoming as winded as
And
you
use
would
your own
running.
joints too in the pool.
I can tell you're excited. You're glad. If you have any other questions after, I can give you some great pointers, because I'm pretty fit, not as fit as your coach, but I do enjoy exercise.
Anybody else? Very good.
What if like your parents buy just junk food mostly and you trying to lose weight? Like what could you eat? Like what should you eat?
Communication. Let your mom know your concerns. Let her know that you are really serious about the weight loss. Have the same problem with my husband. He'll bring in a cake and I tell him I'm trying to watch my calories. And one thing that I love to do, and this is an easy, and if you do have a sweet tooth, slice up an apple, put a little cinnamon on it, peanut butter, put it in the oven, and it's great.
We're gonna wait until the last break, so you'll still get your break, so just relax.
You can also ask your mom if you can go grocery shopping with her so you can pick out some stuff that you like yourself.
Yeah, I make a grocery list for her.
And a lot of times, she's right, we don't have control as a kid as to what is in our home to eat. A lot of times, eating junk food, to be real honest, is cheaper than eating healthy. I know that firsthand. So, you know, maybe helping with coupons or helping to find the best deal on apples and bananas and grapes, so you can have those fresh fruits and vegetables and have access to them and not just have, you know, Ritz crackers or Oreos to grab.
And I really liked her idea of going grocery shopping with your parent. Very good idea.
No bananas for you.
Mom picked Pop-Tarts.
Anybody else? All right, what about my folks like KJ that mentioned the hot chips, and they want that salty snack food, and they're wanting it right now as they want to go to break, and they're being very patient, and I'm thankful.
But like Lamika was talking about the complications, one of the things that she did talk about was stomach problems. You will have reflux. It means that your stomach acid will reflux or backwash into your esophagus. It will cause damage, and you'll have problems with your throat and swallowing.
And my son experienced that. He was eating the flaming hot chips and the Kool-Aid pickles, and we ended up having to go to the doctor for it. He started not being able to keep his food down, and he had started losing weight and missed the lining of his stomach up. So.
In your teens, it's reflux. In your 20s, it's something else. But by the time you're in your 40s, it's a term called Barrett's esophagus. I mean, you can write it down and look it up, but it is a pre-stage for esophageal stomach cancer. So it's serious. It really gets serious, guys. And you guys are a hop, skip, and a jump from being, I know you consider yourselves adults now, but it gets really serious as you get older. And making trips to the emergency department or having to see your primary care physician is no fun, and it's very expensive. Yes, ma'am.
What would you suggest? Because I have a 9-year-old sister, and she went to her aunt's for a week this summer, and she came back kind of chubby. And so, but she doesn't really have any friends around to go outside and play, and she really likes to sit inside. So, what would you suggest for that? Also, we all have a chocolate fetish at my house. We love chocolate.
Switch to the dark chocolate fetish.
Dark chocolate. One thing I will say, I don't have children. I know Lamika and some of the other ladies, they do. And I know that you guys are so excited about the different aspects on the poster board. This is society. This is today. But in my era, my time, we had simple games, hide and go seek. Has anybody ever played that? No, okay. I'm just making sure. Softball, kickball, going out, running, having fun, sweat. It's pretty cool as opposed to being stuck in the house, which also, believe it or not, being in the house, not getting that sun can cause depression. It can also cause softening of the bones. Vitamin D, you can drink all the milk, sufficient amounts of milk, but if you're not going out into the sun, it's not being synthesized into the bone. So you need sunlight for healthy bones. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
What can we do? A lot of my girls are concerned about getting too dark.
Yeah.
You know, and we deal with that a lot. What can they do, you know, to help so they're not getting too dark? Maybe the guys are too. I always hear it from the girls. I don't want to be dark. I don't want to be too black.
Sunscreen. I wear actually I have a sunscreen under my makeup because you also have the concern of skin cancer. Those things are real. So that has nothing to do with the pigment in your skin. African Americans do too also get skin cancers. So that is a concern, changing of the pigment in your skin, darkening. Sunscreen. I recommend a sunscreen to everyone. Yeah, and also covering, you know, thin sheer clothes. I know Nike has a line, and this is expensive or whatever, but you can go to the Goodwill and get nice Nike gear, and it helps keep your body cool, and you can keep your body covered.
Joaquin, you look like you're deep in thought up there. Joaquin is a soccer kid and obviously doesn't have any issues with weight. And probably needs to eat 18 times more calories than I eat. But even as a young man that, you know, probably wants to build, I'm sorry, I'm speaking for you, Joaquin, but probably wants to build more muscle mass and obviously burning lots of calories in soccer. You know, what are some things for him to think about for the future? Obviously, he has no concerns currently.
Protein. Do you do your protein? But be careful with protein. Make sure you drink a lot of water with it because protein can cause constipation, which is a different problem. But make sure you stay well hydrated. We see lots of patients coming into the emergency department with problems with dehydration, especially in the summertime. Okay, stay hydrated. Gatorade, water.
For those of us that worry about calories, we don't need the Gatorades and the Powerades because that's too much sugar, correct?
Right.
But Joaquin can have it, I don't need to have my water.
Right. But you also have Gatorade that's sugar-free.
The G2.
The G2, right. Full of potassium, sodium, and all those good electrolytes. That's responsible for good cardiac activity. Muscles. Smooth muscle movement. Yes, ma'am.
This may seem like I guess childish question, but I've never had to worry about this. How do you measure how many calories you're supposed to intake?
You know, that's what we were talking about, the chart here.
That's just over there.
I forget.
Yeah.
Okay, you
My
have
fitness
that.
pal.
That'll help you.
Mhm.
And your,
Depending on your
It's also on
activity
the
level and your
boxes,
gender,
age.
you know, 15 to probably 2,500 for Joaquin. I mean, you could probably have a ton, whereas I have between 1,400 and 1,600 calories a day. So I'm trying to lose weight and I'm almost 40 and female.
You know that amount of calories that you just started.
My
It should
fitness
also
pal
be-
is really
It's great.
It should also be on the boxes of the food you buy too. They should have the nutritional chart on there that tells you how many calories per serving.
I think most of those usually say 1,800 calories.
And a lot of times they'll say per 8 ounces, but usually the container is 10 to 12 ounces. So by finishing a bottle, like a full bottle, you're going over that caloric your caloric intake.
Oh, my mom kind of got rid of our sodas and replaced them with orange juice recently.
Yeah, gotta be careful with orange juice too. Have to be Orange juice has quite a bit of sugar in it, believe it or not. It's best to try to squeeze it yourself.
The little bottles have 210 calories.
That's full of sugar, so.
Anybody else? Ricky, you deep in thought too there, buddy.
Come on, Ricky, what are you thinking about?
Getting some of those hot chips.
Yeah, they're usually already at break right now, eating them, so. James, what you think, buddy? You're counting your money earlier, what you gonna go buy in a minute? Rakeem, you with me up there? Brooke's over there eating, drinking her water, good job, Brooke.
Well, you said that not going outside can cause depression, certain foods you eat, and that will determine your mental status level.
Yeah, well, some people suffer from what's called seasonal depression. And if you read about it, I know sometimes in the winter, you'll see the winter blues. And then you'll go out, and as soon as spring hits, you'll get sun, and you're like, oh, I feel so much better. So sometimes if you're feeling under the weather, a little depressed, I think we all go through bouts of depression. Go outside and get some sun. You'll feel better. Helps release serotonin in the brain and a lot of different endorphins and hormones. Endorphins. If that's it, we will leave you today. We appreciate you taking your time out to have us here. And